Welcome to get to know the speakers of Digital Confex. Today, we have with us Medini Sourav Dutta, who is regional lead at the Hershey company. He will be speaking on the topic data security versus data privacy during the IP and legal confex happening in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on 31st January 2024. Hi Medini, welcome to the chat show.
Hi Ayush, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I am good. It is also a pleasure to have you on the chat show. So, Medini, please give us a brief introduction of yourself and your field of expertise for the audience.
Thank you, Ayush. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude and thanks for inviting me for this conference to be organized and to be held in Malaysia. I'm excited to be part of this conference. As you know, life is a learning journey. I'm sure that, along with me sharing my experience, I will be benefited by learning from my peers and other attendees from the conference. Coming back to my professional life or brief introduction, as you said, I studied in India. I'm a corporate lawyer. I have been practicing corporate law for last 14 plus years. And now for a couple of years, I have been extending my services to Hershey company, which has headquartered in Pennsylvania, US. And I'm currently based in Malaysia to provide legal support for the EMEA region. So that's all about me. Thank you. Over to you.
Thanks, Medini, for your short, brief introduction. So, tell us about your excitement for our event.
Well, I believe in meeting human minds. That's when miracle happens. And I'm sure that, I'm going to meet some of the finest brains from the industry. And I'm excited to meet and talk to them.
So, moving forward,
Thank you.
moving forward, Medini, I have a few questions for you today. So, my first question
Mhm.
is, tell us the core difference between data security and data privacy in the digital world of modern age.
Well, Ayush, that's a great question. But even before we start with the question, let me share some, interesting facts about data privacy. We should know when it started, how how has it been moving forward, and how can we expect an intact data privacy and data security system in place for our digital world. Having said that, data privacy first has its initial sporadic growth in Europe, with France implementing its first data protection regulation as early as 1970s. Isn't it amazing? 52 years back, France had come up with this idea of protecting their, uh, you know, personal data of their citizens. Then comes United States. They have introduced a piece of regulation. We call it the Privacy Act of 1974 to regulate the use of data and making it private on various states. Along with that, in the United States of America, as you know, there are like 50 states. They have their own state laws as well. So, through post this development, we all know that Europe has its own data protection. Europe has adopted a stricter approach towards protecting data or personal information of European citizen by implementing GDPR in May 25th, 2018, sorry, 2018, May 25th, 2018. And we call it General Data Protection Regulation. As a result of this evolution, data privacy laws are shifting globally in a big way. You can see the impact that all data privacy professionals are working hard towards extending their services and protecting the interest of company at a larger scale. So Ayush, I'm coming back to your original question about how data security is different than data privacy. As we know, data privacy or data security comes under a life cycle. We should know the entire life cycle of data privacy or data security. Now, to know that, we need to assess the importance of personal data or sensitive personal data. That includes concept of personal data, processing or collecting such data, measures that can protect such data, data integration system, database, and then comes data security. As you can see, this is entirely a life cycle where we process data, collect data, maintain it, integrate it in a safer way through data security. So both data privacy and data security are integral part of one life cycle of sensitive personal data. So the word privacy is derived from a Latin word that's called privatus. And it's a very interesting that, the privatus stands for what is, set apart from what is personal, public, and belonging to oneself, not to the state. So that's when privacy started to grow from the word called privatus. Now, if you want to know about the data privacy pillars, there are four, major pillars. We call it data quality, data stewardship, data protection, and compliance. Along with the fourth one is data management. Now, along with that, we have three different types of data privacy. The first one, we call it as information privacy. And the second one is communication privacy. And the third one, which is equally important, but very much related to you and me, that is individual privacy. Nevertheless, in short, the basic difference, if you want to put or figure out a basic difference between data privacy and data security, I would say that, data privacy stands for the right that can control how your personal information or my personal information is viewed. And whereas the data security is a method, policy, measures, or means to protect such, data from any threats or danger. This is digital world. We live, we breathe technology. Our data is floating all around, virtually and in the cloud form. So data security generally refers to the protection against unauthorized access of our personal data, which often involves protection against hackers, cyber criminals, including prevention of attacks from the dark web. The best example I would say that, recently I heard that in India, the information related to Aadhaar card, which is equivalent to, social security number in United States, the entire database has been compromised. So that's a example of data threat or danger to data, personal data, and we should be well equipped to protect such data. Over to you, Ayush.
Thanks, Medini. It was great to know the journey of privacy, and you explain how well differentiated between data security, and also by giving example of Aadhaar card recently. Basically, it was very recent. So my next question will be, how does data integrity play a pivotal role in building data security in line with data privacy?
All right. Again, a fantastic question. But before I start with that question, would you mind telling me something more about this incident? In very brief, what exactly happened? I'm very curious. I'm trying to making a deep dive into it. But since you are sitting in India,
Yeah.
I'm sure you must be having some good ideas about this incident.
Yeah, not too much idea. Basically, we also get to know that there was a breach in Aadhaar card data, and I think hackers have the data. No, I think there is no good statement from our government, I think, about this
Mhm.
also. We got from sources, news sources basically. So
Mhm.
this is, I think I know, I don't know much about that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I
Yeah.
mean, that's good enough. Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Ayush. Okay, so I'll come back to your second question about pivotal role of integrity, data integrity that helps to build a security system in line with data privacy, isn't it? Isn't it your question, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, in a quick few words, data integrity is a desired result of data security. That being said, the term data integrity refers to validity and accuracy of data rather than the act of protecting such data. As we talked previously, this is more of a validation and making it accurate and store it safely. That's we call as data integrity. Now, if we want to know or talk more about data integrity, it is basically a concept that speaks about maintenance and assurance of consistency and accuracy of data throughout its life cycle. As I explained at the very beginning, that every sensitive data has its own cycle, own life cycle. So, data integrity is something that we call maintenance and assurance of consistency and accuracy of data throughout its life cycle. So it is very important to know that completeness, accuracy, and consistency. These three key elements are very important to integrate a data processed by a company. Any organization that process or stores sensitive, uh, customer or personal data, they always make sure to achieve the goal of implementing these three elements in their data integration process, which eventually help the company to build a strong and intact data security structure. We will talk about its impact at a later stage, but for now, this is the basic concept of how integrity plays a pivotal role in building data security in line with data privacy. Thank you. Over to you, Ayush.
Thanks, Medini. So, as we are talking about data security and data privacy, tell us which is more important between data security and data privacy. And can we have privacy without security?
Well, that's a very important, very intelligent question, I would say. So, from the layman language, let me simplify. You know, let me answer you first about, is data security more important than data privacy? I would say, you know, you can have security without privacy, isn't it? But you cannot have privacy without security. You're getting my point?
Yes.
In a in a very simple way, you can have security without privacy, but you cannot have privacy without security. It's a complicated situation, and we cannot operationalize a data privacy system without ensuring security of such data. So in a way, we can say that security or data security is a prerequisite of data privacy. And that's why, you know, data security is very important to, uh, maintain a waterproof data privacy process in any organization. Privacy includes, laws, regulations that require a company to protect sensitive personal information or data. Whereas security is a method to protect such data from any sorts of unauthorized use. Considering the fact that any unauthorized use of personal information or data always brings negative impact, right? That we can see from any incident that happened in the recent past. Any data, any personal data getting compromised means there is a damage. So yeah, we can have we can have security without privacy, but we cannot have privacy without security. Thank you.
I think you explained it very well. I think I also understand it now very clearly. So my last question will be basically about yourself. Basically, tell us about your hobbies or what you like to do in your free time.
Well, apart from studying books, which is part and parcel of my professional journey and life, apart from researching on uh, various legal matters that is happening all around the world, my hobby is to keep myself fit and supply myself with some good food. As an interesting fact, or I would say fun fact, I would say whenever I'm home, I make sure that I cook 80% of the time. I don't go out to eat my lunch or eat my dinner or eat my supper per se. On top of that, I actually went to MasterChef India in 2016. So I was one of the top 30 home cook selected from 5 different rounds of selection that happened in India back in 2016. So you can say that I'm a good cook, not professionally, but personally for the family and friends, I'm a good cook, and that is my hobby. And as I said, I always want to keep myself fit, so I prefer doing outdoor sports, be it cycling, biking, trekking, or jogging or running or long brisk walk. That's part of my everyday routine. I believe that comes from my uh, childhood days. I was barely 5.5 years old when my father took me to a gymnasium and I started boxing. So I played boxing till my high school days before I went into my law school. So yeah, playing outdoor sports, cooking good food are the two hobbies of my life. Thank you.
Thanks, Medini. It was great knowing you, and it was very great connecting with you. And I am thrilled with your excitement to join our conference. So, any word for our participants who will be joining this conference?
Okay, let me say that please come in first, be energetic, come with you know numbers of questions, number of queries, number of excitement, and great amount of curiosity. Come join us. We will have a great discussion around this topic, that is data security versus data privacy. Thank you.
Thanks for your time today, Medini. So,
Thank you, Ayush.
all the participants don't miss the session happening on IP and Legal Confex on 31st January 2024, presented by Digital Confex in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Get a great chance to connect with them in person. See you soon, Medini.
See you soon, Ayush. You have a wonderful evening and have a restful weekend ahead.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure, Medini. Thanks.